Hi, good morning. It's morning on my end. This is a bonus video for today. Today is Saturday, June 21st. I have a video on CWG. I think that's scheduled for either 12 p.m. or 3 p.m. So you probably will get this video much later in the evening. I think maybe around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Anyways, I did a bonus video for the community. So if you're in the Senko group, go check out your chat and go watch the video. It's on Stanbic and GTCO. I won't be posting that on YouTube. I'll do standalone videos for both, but nope, that's what I'm going to do. So this video is about Africa Prudential. Let me see if I can add the name here. So Africa Prudential is a registrar. Registrars manage shareholder records for companies, and so Africa Prudential is in that space. Now, I tried to estimate Q1 numbers for 2025, and rather I tried to estimate how I think this company will end FY 2025. And I mean, whichever way you look at it, from a fundamental basis, I mean, the stock is clearly overvalued. I'm not too sure why it has run, why it ran in the last, is it 5, 6 months, but clearly, when I look at its earnings per share or forecast earnings per share, if it's going to be, let's even say it makes 1 naira in earnings, um, at its current price, it's trading at 16 times earnings. And if you use the average P ratio on the exchange, it's what it should be trading at somewhere max maybe 7 naira. Even if you say, oh, I'm going to use P ratio of 10 times earnings, that's 10 naira. So really, there's no fundamental justification for this stock to be trading this expensive, except there's something new that you're doing or working on that would kind of accelerate growth, which I don't know, I'm not aware of. So I don't see that happening. And so I think this stock has more of downside. Dividend yield, it's not too bad. I think that the probably FY 2024 dividend was 75 kobo as a whole, I believe. I know that they did a bonus, was it this year or last year? So yeah, you can factor that. And probably you might argue that's one reason why the FY 2024 earnings per share kind of dipped a bit, if I'm correct. So I don't see much upside in this stock from a price appreciation basis. Now, from a dividend perspective, if we have the price pull back a bit, I don't know if it does, but let's say price pulls back to what? Maybe 14, 15 naira, then your dividend yield would start to go up. And let's see if I can do the maths. No, uh, let's assume a dividend of let's assume CP of, okay, let's take a CP of advantage of using a small screen. CP of say um let's say 12 naira, and you say CP, and then you have your 0.75 dividend. Um, the estimated FY 25 dividend. So at that price, your div yield would be um, where's my, I have a formula here. Okay, I have. So I say equals to bracket, that is E13, right? Divided by E14, and that gives me, what does that give me? 0.625. So even at a even at a 12 naira price, CP is current price, dividend wise, I mean, I'm sure if you check even among the big banks, you probably will get a higher dividend. So really, I don't see the attraction for this stock. I mean, from a business model perspective, yes, as long as you have listed companies, as long as they are able to maintain a decent number of clientele, sure, they always make money. But the key driver of these numbers is interest income. And let me see if I can go to the financials. So um, probably go to NGX website and then search for Africa Prudential. And search for Prudential. And I take Q1 numbers. So if you look at the numbers, you see that the bulk of the money here is interest income. If and we're in a high interest environment at the moment, if we decline, I mean, if we forecast this year, I think things might remain, interest rates might remain fairly high because obviously inflation is fairly high. So if we forecast this year, I think that you know, they would continue to make high interest income. If you look at next year, pre-election year, higher spending, inflation might start to accelerate. Yeah, you might still be able to earn, have high interest rates, and that translates to high interest income. But the period, if slash when you have interest rates come down, then this stock would have a dip in income, and that should translate to lower earnings per share, lower price. So even if we want to look at what's the interest income, and I'm sure I just don't have the time, I'm sure one can easily model for for it as well. Let's just see the breakdown of interest income. It's clear interest on short-term deposits. So whenever interest rates start to come down, then you know these numbers would drop. And even if we want to play around and say, let's see if we can work out what's the book value per share of this firm. So I take the numbers. What do you have? Let's see. So you have 35.6 billion in assets, 24.1 billion in liabilities. That's 35. That's essentially 36 minus 24, 12. What's the number of shares? Um, I can't remember number of shares. So you have 12 billion divided by um, 12 billion divided by 4. That's a book value per share of around 3, I think. I'm not too sure. I'm lost now. I need to put all the numbers in proper perspective. But if you are just using a price earnings ratio, then no, I don't see why this stock should trade this high. I think at best, if you want to be generous, this at stock should be trading at 12 naira. But that's using a earnings per share of what price earnings ratio of maybe 12, 13. But I don't see what justifies this value. Anyways, I hope you found this useful. See you in the next video.